About the great mathematician Ramanujan, born on 22nd December 1887 in Erode, Tamil Nadu, died on 26th April 1920 at the poor age of 32 in Chennai. His residence was Kumbakonam, Tanjore district, Tamil Nadu, India, and he is basically an Indian, and fields of mathematics, alma mater, Government Arts College, Kumbakonam, and Pachapas College, Chennai. Academic advisors G.H. Hardy and I. Littlewood, and he is very known for Ramanujan constants and mock theta functions, Ramanujan conjectures, Ramanujan prime, Ramanujan theta function, Ramanujan sum, Ramanujan identities, Ramanujan's master theorem. Early education and personal life of the great Ramanujan. His father, Sri K. Srinivasa Iyengar, a clerk in a saree shop and hailed from the district of Thanjavur. His mother, Komalathammal, was a housewife and sang at a local temple. They lived in Sarangamani Sanathi Street, Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. In December 1889, Ramanujan had smallpox and recovered. Early education and personal life. He moved with his mother to his parents' house in Kanchipuram near Chennai. From his mother, he learned about tradition. He learned to sing religious songs, to attend pujas at the temple, and particular eating habits, all of which are part of Brahmin culture. His early education personal life continues. Just before the age of 10, in November 1897, he passed his primary exams in English, Tamil, Geography and Arithmetic. With his scores, he stood first in the district. That year, Ramanujan entered Town Higher Secondary School, Kumbakonam, where he encountered a formal mathematics for the first time. By age 11, he had exhausted the mathematical knowledge of two college students who were lodgers at his home. He was later lent a book on advanced trigonometry written by S.L. Loney. He completely mastered this book by the age of 13 and discovered sophisticated theorems on his own. By 14, he was receiving merit certificates and academic awards which continued throughout his school career. He completed mathematical exams in of the allotted time and showed a familiarity with geometry and infinite series. Ramanujan was shown how to solve cubic equations in 1902 and went on to find his own method. In 1903, he was 16. Ramanujan studied the book by G.S. Carr on for synopsis of elementary results in pure and applied mathematics, a collection of 5,000 theorems. The book is generally acknowledged as a key element in awakening the genius of Ramanujan. The next year, he had independently developed and investigated the Bernoulli numbers and had calculated Euler's constant up to 15 decimal places. When he graduated from Town Higher Secondary School in 1904, Ramanujan was awarded the K. Ranganatha Rao Prize for Mathematics as an outstanding scholar who deserved scores higher than the maximum possible marks. He received a scholarship to study the Government Arts College in Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. However, Ramanujan could not focus on any other subjects and failed most of them, losing his scholarship in the process. He later enrolled at Pachapas College in Madras. He again excelled in mathematics but performed poor in other subjects. Ramanujan failed in his fine arts degree exam in December 1906 and again a year later. Without a degree, he left college and continued to pursue independent research in mathematics. At this point in his life, he lived in extreme poverty and was suffering from starvation. Adulthood in India. On 14th July 1909, Ramanujan was married to a 9-year-old bride, Janaki Ammal, 21st March 1899 to 13th April 1994. After the marriage, Ramanujan developed a hydrocele problems. His family did not have the money for the operation, but in January 1910, a doctor volunteered to do the surgery for free. After his surgery, Ramanujan searched for a job. He stayed at friends' houses while he went door to door around the city of Chennai looking for a clerical position. To make some money, he tutored some students at Presidency College who were preparing for their exam. Ramanujan met Deputy Collector V. Ramasamy Iyer, who had recently founded the Indian Mathematical Society. Ramanujan, wishing for a job at the Revenue Department where Ramasamy Iyer worked, showed him his mathematical notebooks. As Ramasamy Iyer later recalled, had no mind to smother his genius, but an appointment in the lowest level as clerk in the Revenue Department. Ramasamy Iyer sent Ramanujan with letters of introduction to his mathematician friends in Madras. Some of these friends looked at his work and gave him letters of introduction to R. Ramachandra Rao, the district collector at Nellore and the secretary of the Indian Mathematical Society. Ramachandra Rao was impressed by Ramanujan's research but doubted that it was actually his own work. Ramanujan's friend C.V. Rajagopalachari persisted with Ramachandra Rao and tried to clear any doubts over Ramanujan's academic integrity. Rao listened to Ramanujan discuss elliptic integrals, hypergeometric series, and his theory of divergence series, in which Rao believed Ramanujan's mathematical brilliance. When Rao asked what he wanted, Ramanujan replied that he needed some work and financial support. He continued his mathematical research with Rao's financial aid, taking care of his daily needs. Ramanujan, with his help of Ramasamy Iyer, had his work published in the Journal of Indian Mathematical Society. One of the first problems he posted in the journal was square root of 1 plus 2 square root of 1 plus 3 square root of 1 plus and so on and so forth. He waited for a solution to be offered in 3 issues over 6 months but failed to receive anything. At the end, Ramanujan supplied the solution to the problem himself. He formulated an equation that could be used to solve the infinitely nested rational problems. Using this equation, the answer to the question posted in the journal was simply 3. Ramanujan wrote his first formal paper for the Journal of Properties of Bernoulli's numbers. One property he discovered was that the denominators of the fractions of Bernoulli numbers were always divisible by 6. Ramanujan's methods were so novel and his presentation so lacking in clearance and precision that the ordinary mathematical readers cannot follow him. Ramanujan later wrote another paper and also continued to provide problems in the journal. In early 1912, he got a temporary job in Madras Accountant General's office with a salary of rupees 20 per month. Towards the end Of that assignment, he applied for a position under the chief accountant of the Madras Port Trust. There, weeks after, he joined as a class 3 and class 4 accounting clerk, making 30 rupees per month. At his office, Ramanujan easily and quickly completed the work he was given, and he spent his spare time doing only mathematical research. Ramanujan's boss, Sir Francis Spring, and S. Narayan Iyer, a colleague who was also treasurer of the Indian Mathematical Society, encouraged Ramanujan in his mathematical work. Contacting English mathematicians, on the spring of 1913, Narayan Iyer, Ramachandra Rao, and E.V. Middlemas tried to present Ramanujan's work to British mathematicians. One mathematician, M.J. Hill of University College London, commented that although Ramanujan had a taste for mathematics and some ability, he lacked the educational background and foundation needed to be accepted by the mathematicians. On 16 January 1930, Ramanujan wrote to G.H. Hardy, coming from a unknown mathematician, the 9 pages of mathematics made Hardy initially view Ramanujan's manuscripts as a possible fraud. Hardy recognized some of Ramanujan's formulae, but others seemed scarcely possible to believe. Hardy was also impressed by some of Ramanujan's other work relating to infinite series. The second one was new to Hardy and was derived from a class of functions called hypergeometric series, which had first been researched by Euler and Carl F. Gauss. After he saw Ramanujan's theorems on continued fractions on the last page of the manuscripts, Hardy commented that the theorems defeated me completely. I had never seen anything like them before. He figured that Ramanujan's theorems must be true. Hardy asked colleague Littlewood to take a look at the papers. Littlewood was amazed by the mathematical genius of Ramanujan. On 8th February 1930, Hardy wrote a letter to Ramanujan expressing his interest for his work. Before his letter arrived in Madras, during the third week of February, Hardy contacted the Indian office to plan for Ramanujan's trip to Cambridge. Ramanujan refused to go to a foreign land. Meanwhile, Ramanujan sent a letter packed with theorems to Hardy, writing, "I have found a friend in you who views my labor sympathetically." Hardy's correspondence with Ramanujan ensued after Ramanujan's refusal to come to England. Apparently, Ramanujan's mother had a vivid dream in which the family goddess Namagiri commanded her to stand no longer between her son and the fulfillment of his life's purpose. Ramanujan arrived in London on 14th April. After 6 weeks, Ramanujan took up residence and just a 5 minutes walk from Hardy's room. Hardy had already received 120 theorems from Ramanujan in the first 2 letters, and there were many more results and theorems to be found in the notebooks. Ramanujan left a deep impression on Hardy, who was said can compare him only with Euler or Jacobi. Ramanujan spent nearly 5 years in Cambridge collaborating with Hardy and Littlewood and published a part of his findings there. Hardy and Ramanujan had highly contrasting personalities. Their collaboration was a clash of different culture, beliefs, and working styles. While in England, Hardy tried his best to fill the gap in Ramanujan's education without interrupting his spell of inspiration. Ramanujan was awarded BA degree by research and later renamed PhD in March 1916 for his work in highly composite numbers, the first part of which was published as a paper in the Proceedings of the London Mathematical Society. The paper was over 50 pages with the different properties of such numbers proven. Hardy remarked that this was one of the most unusual papers seen in mathematical research at the time. On 6th December 1917, he was elected to London Mathematical Society. He became a Fellow of the Royal Society in 1918, becoming the second Indian to be so, and he was one of the youngest Fellows in the history of the Royal Society. He was elected for his investigations in elliptic functions, the theory of numbers. On 13 October 1918, he became the first Indian to be elected Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge. Illness and return to India. Unfortunately, Ramanujan's health problems came. Living in a country far away from home, deeply involved with his mathematics, Ramanujan's health worsened in England by stress and by the scarcity of the vegetarian food due to the First World War. He was suffering from tuberculosis and a severe vitamin deficiency. Ramanujan returned to Kumbakonam, Madras Presidency in 1919 and died thereafter at the age of 32. His widow S. Janaki Ammal lived in Chennai, formerly Madras, until death 1994. So this is the story of the great mathematician, Indian mathematician, the genius Ramanujan. We should pray for his soul to rest in peace, and let us worship that we are all fortunate to live in India where the great Ramanujan was born. Thank you. Bye. Watch this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos like these of great personalities. Share this video with your friends to subscribe to this channel. Have a good day. Watch this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos like these of great personalities. Share this video with your friends to subscribe to this channel. Have a good day. Watch this video, like this video, subscribe to this channel to watch many more videos like these of great personalities. Share this video with your friends to subscribe to this channel. Have a good day.